Hello and welcome. My name's David Baker, and I'm the National Director for the John Jubilee Transformation Experience, and we are glad that you're here. Welcome. And last week I got to do the share, and tonight John Jubilee is here, and he is going to share with you about the program and let you know how you can get started and have a great transformation. 2 years ago last month, I heard John on the radio for 5 minutes. I had been struggling with weight for a while. I was a paratrooper out of the military, and then I became a preacher. And when I did, I said, I am not going to be a fat preacher, because in high school my pastor was over 400 pounds. In Bible college, that pastor was over 300 pounds. And the guys were great for preaching on drunkenness, but they would never preach on gluttony. They just always skipped over that. And literally, it's in the same verse. So when I became a preacher, I said, I'm not going to be a fat preacher. And so I would always work out, exercise, and run. And then I messed my knee up sledding with my kids. I've got 11 children, and wrapped my knee around a tree and didn't have insurance, didn't get it looked at, borrowed a guy in church's knee brace and hobbled on it till it, quote, healed. Then after that, I couldn't run anymore, and so gained a bunch of weight, tried all the different plans, tried Lean for Life, Atkins, South Beach, went to this doctor-regulated program, cost more money than our program does, and it was some wonderful cleanse, and I lost 20 pounds, and after it was over, I gained 25. And so I did this one, Hallelujah Acres, raw fruits and vegetables, juice carrots, juice greens, did that for almost a year. Felt horrible, had no energy. And I didn't know why, because I'm eating the healthiest stuff in the world. After finding John's program, I realized why. No matter how healthy we eat, if our cells aren't absorbing that nutrition and hydration, then it doesn't matter. And so John taught how to open the cell up to get the nutrition and hydration in. Had a great transformation. I lost over 50 pounds of fat. I gained muscle, gained hydration, and I can run again. It fixed my knee, the cartilage in it. I can run now. You don't have to run on the program, but I enjoyed it, and so I get to run now. We ran a 5K race with all my kids. I did a triathlon, my first one at 48 years old, a couple months after that, and it has been a great thing to be able to help me and our family. I was very active with my older kids when they were little, and my younger children, I wasn't able to do as much with them, and I felt bad about it. And now being able to be as active as I was and more, to be healthy, knowing I'm going to be around a long time for my kids and grandchildren. I got new life insurance today, and the health screener came by, and so she's checking my blood pressure and blood and all that. She goes, wow. She said, boy, you're still doing good, even though you're a preacher. That's good, because preachers normally have high blood pressure. And so anyway, it's been great. I thank God for John Jubilee to get to work with him and help. And so now you're going to hear from John. He's going to talk about the program and share with you any questions that you have specific to your health or life or anything that John says. Just type them in the side over there, and we will answer. John will answer all of your questions before you leave here tonight. Okay? All right. Now, Mr. John Jubilee.
Hey, man, don't you love the magic of technology? Oh, my word. I still just am in awe and wonder that we can push buttons on these machines, and next thing you know, we're literally just looking right at each other and able to converse from all over the country, all over the world. So it is truly the joy of my life to get to share with you, about getting healthy at a cellular level, to be the best you that you can be in every area of your life. And I got something really special for you tonight that I'm going to introduce one of my dear friends and brothers, and he's become a friend and a brother because guess why? Because of his transformation. So we were introduced because of health issues, and I tell people, I say, you know what? All I've done is made thousands of new friends. So you know what? When you're making friends in the world, something good has to be happening, right? Because otherwise you'd be making enemies. so I'm thrilled to tell you that for literally almost 2 decades now, I've been helping people to get healthy at a cellular level. My dear friends Ron and Julie Durr, Dr. Ron Durr and his lovely wife Julie, he always likes to say, John, he said, it only takes 15 to 18 years to be an overnight success. Because he affectionately calls himself one of my guppies, because he was one of my first transformers ever. And guess what? He went to his high school reunion at his high school weight, and he got rid of the shelf. Anybody know what the shelf is? The shelf is that when your belly is so big and it sticks out, you could like stick your coffee cup right there on the shelf. So shelf is not good. To have a shelf, that you can set your coffee on your belly, that's not a good thing. We don't want to be having that. So, now if you have something you could wash clothes on, like a washboard abs, that's a good thing. So it really has been joyful, though, to get to help literally thousands of people to get healthy at a cellular level, to have optimal health, to be their best in every area of their life. And look, it really is this simple. It really is this simple. And when I say this, God gave me a gift to simplify complex things. So I'm not saying that health is simple. I'm not saying that the science behind getting healthy at a cellular level is simple. But I am saying that I really do believe that I have made it simple for you. I give you 3 simple things. 3. 1, 2, 3. I give you 3 things that you start out with. And then a couple weeks later, I give you 7 things. Now, anybody that can count to 3 can do the 3 things. Anybody that can count to 10 can add the 7. 3 plus 7 is 10. And they can do the 10 things. So the good news is what I teach really is simple. And more importantly than the simplicity, though, is it's truly scientific and it is sustainable. You can truly do this for your whole life. You really can. And look, I have thousands of documented testimonials of people that they got off their high blood pressure medication, they got off their high cholesterol medication, they got off their diabetes medication. We just had a gentleman in Indianapolis, Indiana, at 70 years old. He literally lost 70 pounds of fat, 70 pounds of fat at 70 years old. Now, you might say, well, that's impressive, but what's the big deal? Well, here's the really big deal. He had had 2 major heart surgeries, and he had 4 heart stents when he did it. So his cardiologist is my new best friend because he saw this transformation that was so profound, that was so profound, and that anyone can do it. If a guy that's had 2 major heart surgeries, 4 heart stents, that literally is out of breath walking from his house to the mailbox can do it, I'm very confident. Whatever your state, whatever your condition is, you can do it. I actually had a woman in a wheelchair lose 37 inches in a wheelchair. Now, if you can do it in a wheelchair, you can do it anywhere, right? So nobody has an excuse, but not only do I want you to not have an excuse, I want you to have hope. I want you to have faith that, hey, I'm so excited that this is really going to work for me, because it really is simple. It really is scientific. It's safe. You will not get injured, and it is sustainable. So it's so joyful for me to get to share these things with you. I could literally sit here all night, all day tomorrow, all week, all month, all year, and tell you 1,000 stories. I really can, of people that have had amazing transformations. And I am going to tell you a few. But before I share some of the ones I'm going to share, I'm going to bring on a special guest that agreed to come on tonight and share his own story. And it's like I said, this has become my dear friend and brother. This is Philip Padgett, and we're going to use our technology to get him up on the screen, and he's just going to share with you what his real experience was. So David, if you could push your magical buttons, however you do that, to get Philip up there, I'd sure appreciate it. Oh, I can't hear you. There he is. You have to unmute.
Go ahead, Phil. You got it. It's yours.
Okay, just go ahead. All right. Yeah, John and I are good friends now. He's made a huge difference in my life, and I can't thank him enough. And I was on track. I wasn't on medication, but I was on track to be on medication for high cholesterol and high blood pressure. That's what the physicians were kind of leading me towards, and I was just refusing that diagnosis and knew there could be a lifestyle change. So my journey started about 4 years ago, and it started because our company offered an incentive for us to get health screenings, and they would actually fund our health savings account if we went in for a health screening. And I didn't think I was really in that bad of condition or shape, so really I just did it to get the money. And after I went in and got the test results, I found out that I wasn't in all that great of health. It was a bit alarming, and everything was in red. If you've ever gone to one of those screenings, everything that's out of the norm, they're going to print out in red. So you can see on the screen there, pretty much everything, every health metrics was out of range, out of the acceptable range. One that was most concerning to me was, out of all those numbers, my high blood pressure was really concerning, because I had my blood pressure checked twice a year for probably 10 years. I had a dentist that checked my blood pressure for some reason. I went to the dentist twice a year, and it was always 120/80. No problem. After the screening, I found out my blood pressure was around 145/95, in addition to a borderline, well, high cholesterol, borderline high blood pressure, and all the other numbers that go along with high cholesterol were high. The triglycerides and your LDL, my LDL was high, and my HDL, which is the good cholesterol, was too low. So anyway, I said, okay, it's time to make a change. I'm going to start reading. I'm going to do some research and see what I can do to improve this health. And the doctor had the typical suggestions to improve the health, but nothing specific. You know, lose weight, exercise more, avoid red meat, avoid salt, you know, eat more broccoli, those type of things. And I actually did those things. I ate chicken, really focused on removing starches out of my diet, you know, try to reduce the sugar intake. So I tried to do what I thought was healthy, and you know, so I thought I was making pretty good progress. Started exercising more, and about 6 months later, went in for another screening, and you know, it was somewhat better. Not everything was in red anymore, but my cholesterol, total cholesterol, was still high. My bad cholesterol was still high, and my blood pressure was still high. Again, the physician was really urging me to consider medication, seeing my primary care provider, and you know, seeing what they could do to resolve that, get that down for medication. I still refuse. Like, there's a lifestyle change here that I'm sure I can find. So doing some more reading and really just kind of doubled down on trying to be healthy, exercised more, really focused on my eating, and again, went in 6 months later for another screening. Pretty much the exact same results from 6 months previous. Actually, some of the numbers got worse. The total cholesterol was higher. The bad cholesterol was higher. My HDL that had gotten into range was just really borderline acceptable, and my blood pressure was still borderline high. Around that time, I heard John on the radio. What he was saying really rang true to me. It really aligned with a lot of things that I had read. Nothing outrageous, but really, his promise of health and his guarantee of health, and being able to point to thousands of people who had experienced this, really won me over, and really just his genuine nature came across on the radio. So I went into his office, signed up, and the guarantee. The other thing is, what have I got to lose? If it doesn't work, I get my money back. If it does work, I get healthy. So, I did the program. I did that program about 100%, and within 2 weeks, I started seeing results, and that just really burned the fire in me to keep going and keep working at it and seeing this thing is working. And you know, I really started, once I saw those results, I even started taking it more serious. And it just really is a snowball effect of what it does to you as far as your attitude about yourself and you know, your mindset and how you're thinking and just the energy that you have. So after the 88 days, I was a new person. And I scheduled a screening, another health screening, 2 weeks after I completed the John Jubilee transformation. And this time, you know, I wasn't really sure what it was going to be. I felt good, but I wasn't sure because I've been disappointed many times before. This time, everything was in the black. Everything was in the normal range. My total cholesterol was below 200, never been there before. My good cholesterol was really in a healthy range. My bad cholesterol was low where it needed to be. My ratio between my good cholesterol and total cholesterol was excellent. My blood pressure, 115 over 75, and it had never been that low before. After all the years of it being checked, when it was okay, it was, you know, 120 over 80. Now it's 115 over 75. So I was ecstatic. So ecstatic that I actually went and scheduled another life insurance exam because I had gotten life insurance about 10 years earlier. Was at a pretty good range of policyholder, and then about another 5 years after that, I went back. I needed to renew it, and I'd actually dropped a level, so my rates went up quite a bit. I went back this time, and I got to the best rating you can get as an insuree, and so that actually, the savings in my life insurance actually paid for this program. So that was awesome. Another benefit, I'd lost 50 pounds of body fat. I'd gained 15 pounds of muscle. I'd gained 15 pounds of hydration. I was in the same size pants that I wore in high school, size 33. And I was, be frank, I was cut like I've never been cut before. I haven't looked like this in high school. I played high school football. Thought I was pretty athletic, but I didn't have the abs that I have now. I didn't have the chest that I have now. It's just remarkable. So that was a side benefit. That wasn't even what I was going for. I was going for health, and so that's my story. And this is not.
Nothing.
This is typical of what we hear from other transformers. So is everybody still there?
Yes, we're still there.
Okay. All right. And yeah, there's my photo at 34 when I had to go through some therapy. I actually found that photo just a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, oh wow, okay, that'd be kind of cool to show. So there's me at 34. So you can see that I wasn't always very well built. Me at 50 or 49 thereabouts. Right before I did the transformation, and then there I am at 53 after the transformation.
Okay, hey, let me ask a question. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, David, so whatever you just did, put that photo up on the screen so we can all see it. I couldn't see it on mine. That's why I was saying we're just learning how to do these webinars good, so let's
It's up.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, now Phil, if you would, explain what's in that photo.
Okay. I don't see it now, but does everybody else see it?
Yes, it's up. It was up before too.
Okay.
Yeah, no, now I see it. Now it's gone. Now it's gone, David. So put it up. Okay, now it's gone. Okay, so leave it there, and now Phil, tell what those pictures are. The first one, the third one. It's gone again, David.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it's swapping out when whoever's speaking, it's going to their photo. So, David, I don't know if you can lock it in or not.
Everybody sees it. It's up. You guys, it's switching back when your voice is on, but I have it held on. Everybody's seeing the photo. So
okay, awesome. Okay. So, yeah, everybody might have already seen it before. So, to the far left, that was me in my 34. Middle picture, 50s, right before the transformation, and then to the far right, obviously, is after the transformation. So you can see there, I've got abs, I've got a chest like I've never had before. You can see when I was 34, I actually thought I was, not doing so bad there, but it was like, wow, that's not good at all. So you can see that it wasn't that, just in my 40s and 50s I got out of shape. I really wasn't in that great of shape in my 30s. And so obviously this program has made a huge difference in my life. And again, these results, John will say, some of people advertise that this is not typical, but these results are typical of our transformers. And I'm just excited that I found it, and excited to be a friend of John's and be able to share with others.
Awesome. Well, Phil, thank you so much for sharing with everybody, and that is so cool to see those 3 pictures side by side, where it's like before, after, and after again. And I got to tell you something. When I say these results are typical, I have the same exact type of photo. I have a photo of me holding my first son as a baby, and it's 26 years ago. And I look like your first picture that you showed, and then my middle picture looks very similar to yours, and then my after picture, looks great. And again, it just shows that age is a myth. The age thing is a myth, and that truly we can be in the best shape of our life at any age, you guys are, a testimony is indisputable. It's indisputable. You can't dispute someone's testimony when they're sharing with you, no, this really happened to me. And from the health benefit, and then the side effect is you gain that healthy hydration, you gain that healthy muscle. And if you notice, I want you to pick up on, because we're trying to change the world. The world has to get some new knowledge, some new truth that they can implement, which is it doesn't matter how much you weigh, and it doesn't matter how much weight you lose. Weight loss is so silly. If you really think about it, every diet any one of us has ever went on, what's the first 10 pounds we lose? Water, right? We just lose water. And we all know it, but we psych ourselves out. It's like we hypnotize ourselves into thinking it's fat. But we know it's water. And if you're going to go lose a bunch of water, you know what? I recommend the sauna Twinkie diet. Get your big box of Twinkies, go into sauna, hang out there all day, eat your Twinkies, come out, you'll weigh 10 pounds less because you lost 10 pounds of water. But at least you got to eat a box of Twinkies. But that's how silly weight loss is. So you want to gain your lean, healthy muscle. You want to gain your healthy hydration. You want to lose inches, and you want to lose fat. That's true health, and that's the side effect of getting healthy at a cellular level. And oh, by the way, look at what your savings are. Phil mentioned life insurance, your health insurance. You're not taking sick days at work. You're not missing opportunities to do fun things with your family. You don't have to take time off to go to the doctor. I haven't been sick in 18 years. 18 years. So I got great news for you. This will work. It'll work for your whole life. Share a quick story with you. There was a nurse that she walks into my office one day. She sits down, crosses her arms, and she gives me the mean face. Now, I love skeptics. And if you're a skeptical person, I love you. I love beautiful, beloved skeptics. That's what I call my skeptics. Beautiful, beloved skeptics. You know why? Because I'm a skeptic. I'm a skeptic. I'm a scientist, for goodness sake. And scientists are always on a quest for truth. Now, once you have a truth that is known, then it becomes a scientific fact. But until it is, you have to keep a skeptical mind so that you can find the real truth. So I love a beautiful, beloved skeptic. So she comes in and gives me the most skeptical, mean face imaginable, and she said, "Sign me up. It's not going to work for me." And I laughed and said, "What are you doing here, sister?" And she said, "I lost a bet with my stupid brother." I said, "Well, what was the bet?" She goes, "We both been 100 pounds overweight since high school. And the bet was if one of us lost it, the other one has to go do what the other one did." And then she starts making fun of me because what do I teach? I teach the 3 and then the 7, the 10 things. And she said, and he did the 10 things, John Jubilee, and he lost 107 pounds, 105 pounds of fat in 88 days. I said, wait a minute. Your brother lost over 100 pounds of fat in 88 days. Doesn't that give you a little bit of confidence? Maybe you might succeed? No. She said, I'm Heather Britt. I'm the nursing director of Baptist Hospital. She said, I have tried everything and nothing works for me. I said, well, with all due respect, ma'am, you have not tried my program. She said, I'm not finished yet. She said, I went into nursing. I went into nursing right out of high school to try to get rid of this fat. She said, and to get healthy, to battle my multiple sclerosis. She said, nothing in medical science worked for me. She said, then I tried every weight loss program imaginable. I spent tens of thousands of dollars. I said, now just a minute. Now I was skeptical. I said, how do you spend tens of thousands of dollars? She said, I'll tell you how. Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Weigh Down, Metafast, Nutrisystems, HCG 5 times. I'm telling you what, she named tens of thousands of dollars worth of weight loss programs. I said, look, my program was like jumping off the Empire State Building. You don't have to believe you're going to hit the ground, you will hit the ground. You don't have to believe you're going to lose your fat, you will lose your fat. She goes, whatever. I know if I do exactly what you say and I don't lose it, I'm getting my money back and I'm getting my money back. I said, well, if you're from this planet, this works really good on Earthlings. So guess what? She did the program. And she lost 107 pounds of fat and skin tight as a drum. I was so excited when I was coming to Nashville because in the different cities where we have these, amazing stories, we'll shoot television specials. So we were shooting a television special in Nashville, Tennessee. And come to find out, guess who was on my list? Heather Britt. I was so excited. I was like, this is awesome. I'm going to get to see Heather. I get there, and here she comes stomping across that set. And I was like, Heather, what's wrong? I'm so excited to see you. She goes, are you serious? She said, John Jubilee, I'd rather be beaten by 5 men in the parking lot than be on television. I said, well, what are you doing here? She goes, I'll do anything for you now. Heather Britt went to one of her family get-togethers. Her father saw her. He came up. He hugged her. He held her. He cried like a baby. He said, baby, please forgive Daddy. Please forgive Daddy for telling you all those years you're just a big girl. I had no idea this was your real size. And Heather Britt, according to her neurologist at Baptist Hospital, is non-symptomatic for multiple sclerosis. So I got great news for you. When that woman got healthy at a cellular level, not only did she lose over 100 pounds of fat, not only did she have beautiful, tight skin, but non-symptomatic for multiple sclerosis. I'm going to tell you one last story about a New York City fireman. A New York City fireman came into my office one day. He said, John Jubilee, I heard great things about you. I heard great things about your program. I'd love to do it. He said, but I can't run. I said, no problem, man. I teach no running, no sit-ups, no heavy breathing. You got it? He said, what'd you just say? I said, no running, no sit-ups, no heavy breathing. He said, well, I still can't do it. He said, my lungs are burnt up. I got trapped in a fire. My lungs are literally not even all the way there. They are literally partially destroyed forever. I just have parts of my lungs to work with. He said, if I ran from here to the back of the room, I'd die of an asthmatic attack from bronchial airways disease. I said, brother, did you hear me? I said, no running. I said, no heavy breathing. You could do it. He said, no way. I said, way, you could do it. So finally I convinced him he could do it. He said, how much does it cost? I told him how much it cost. He sat there for 3 minutes. Now just put yourself in this position. I say the price. He sits there 3 minutes. No, your screen is not frozen. I'm simulating what happened. Isn't that awkward? Hey, that was like 10 seconds. Can you imagine 3 minutes? So 3 minutes later, he just says, I'm doing it. He starts filling out his paperwork. 88 days later, he comes popping in, and I mean popping in. He's bouncing like a little boy. He said, John Jubilee, I swear if I had $1 million, I'd give it to you. You changed my life. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. He goes, I lost 14 inches in my waist. 14 inches. He said, John, can you believe it? He said, in 88 days, I lost 81 pounds of fat in 88 days. He said, this has changed my life. He said, you know what I did this morning? He said, I went and exercised for 90 minutes because I can. He said, this is unbelievable. He said, but can I tell you what I was thinking when you told me how much this cost? I said, absolutely. Please tell me. Are you kidding me? Please tell me. You like had an out-of-body experience. Where did you go for 3 minutes? He said, John. He said, when you told me how much that cost, my first thought was, that's too expensive. I'm not spending that money on myself. Myself. He said, but my very next thought was, I live in a brick house. And I just paid some guys $3,200 to paint the trim on my brick house. 4 months before that, I get a phone call. Hey, Tom, Lisa's transmission's out. $3,500. He said, that's fine. $3,500. Let's do it for the car. He said, so now I'm thinking for the paint, for the car. He goes, 6 months before that, heating and air went out. $5,400. Spent it in a minute for the house. Before that, went to Disney World. $5,000 for a vacation. He said, John, I started doing an inventory of all these things I spend money on. And all of a sudden it hit me. He's like, what? $5,000? $5,000 for my health? And I'm not willing to invest in my health, invest in myself. I'm doing it. But when he said that, my light bulb went off. Like, oh my word. That's how we think. We devalue ourselves and our health. Let's just ask ourselves a question right now. If Steve Jobs was sitting right there where you're sitting, if Steve Jobs was sitting right beside you right now, and you looked at him and said, hey, Steve, how much is your health worth? We're talking about a man that had $8.3 billion. Billion with a B. That's like $8,000 million. How much you think your health is worth? I think he'd pull out his checkbook and say, I will be happy to write a check for $8.3 billion right now if I can be happy and healthy for just 10 more years. It's priceless. You and your health are two of the only priceless things on this planet. So I want to encourage you today, honor yourself. Look, I can tell you this. When you join with me to do this program, when you join with me to be the best you can be, when you join with me to get healthy so that you don't have to go to a doctor, you don't have to take medication, you don't have to put up with those aches and pains, and you don't have to put up with looking at someone in the mirror you don't recognize because you know it's not the real you. When you do that, this is for a lifetime. This is for a lifetime. This is a lifetime program. I'm going to be in your life for the rest of your life. Do you know it's so joyful? We have a webinar every Tuesday. And on Tuesdays, it's my Transformers from 18 years ago, from 10 years ago, from 10 months ago, from 1 month ago, who just signed up a week ago. We hang out together every single week. And every day I show up in your cell phone or your computer. Every single day I'm going to show up. And I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to share with you. But I'm going to give you 3 things that you're going to start out with. Three simple things. 1, 2, 3. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Hey, can you hear the Jackson 5 singing it right now? It's easy. It's easy. It's easy as ABC and 1, 2, 3. It really is. You're going to start with that for 2 weeks. After that, I'm going to give you the other 7 things. And we're going to do that for 88 days. And in 88 days, that's what it takes. Your body literally transitions every 88 days, and it renews itself. And so we're just synergistically, scientifically joining in the natural, physiological, anatomical way your body is designed to function. That's why A1C tests are every 90 days, because every 88 days your body has a cellular transformation. So we're going to make those cells get healthy and porous so they uptake hydration so the mitochondria can fire inside those cells like a thermonuclear power plant. And guess what? You're going to build a house. You're the house. We're not just going to lose weight. We're going to lose fat. We're going to lose fat only. We're going to gain lean, healthy muscle. Just 5 pounds of lean, healthy muscle will eat 50 pounds of fat every year for free all by itself. So how important is it to gain just 5 healthy pounds of muscle? You see the difference in Phil Paget's picture. You can see that guy gained muscle, right, in his 50s. Didn't we all hear you can't gain muscle when you get older? It's a myth. I am the demythifier. Demythify. You can gain muscle at any age. Hey, I had an 80-year-old woman gain 8 pounds of muscle, lose 42 pounds of fat at 80 years old, Virginia Julian. And she'll let you know it too. And cancer, healed of cancer. And her skin looks beautiful. She looks 20 years younger. And now she's 82 years old, and she'll drive all over this country when I'm sharing. But I want to encourage you, this is your night. This is your time to have a difference in your life. This is your time to be the best you that you can be. So I'm going to let David Baker come right now, and he's going to share with you how you can join with me today. And I'm going to look forward to seeing you every day, and I really am. I'm going to be with you every day, and I'll be with you for the rest of your life on this journey. Because I've been at this for almost 2 decades, not sick one day, and haven't gained back a pound of fat in nearly 20 years. So hey, come and join me. Let's do this together. David, share with our friends how they can get rolling with us and Philip and you and be part of the Jubilee Nation.
Awesome. Thank you, John. By the way, we do have some questions we'll bring back in a minute, and that is great. If you have a question about your personal health or anything about the program that we can't answer for you, go ahead and put it in there, and then John will answer those before we end tonight. If you already realize and say, okay, I'm going to give this thing a chance, I've seen the pictures, I've seen the testimonies, I believe Phil, I believe John, I believe David, give us a chance to show you what can happen. There's a simple website to go to. It's called thehumantransformer.com/signup.html. Now, I just put it in the side there. If you see that on the side, if you don't or you're watching it on a replay, just type in www.thehumantransformer.com/signup.html. Okay? So that's the simple website, thehumantransformer.com/signup.html. Okay, you can click on there. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm not going to walk through the whole thing, but just show you a little bit of it. And so it looks like this, and your contact information goes here, and then you'll put some information about your health, then your agreement. What we have is you're paying good money for this. It's not fair to you and others to give this away for free. So we have a non-disclosure that says basically you're not going to give this away or sell the John's intellectual property. And then there's some other information. You review it, the payment, and then you're done. That comes right to us. And then when it does, when we get that, we will schedule a meeting right away for a pre-launch, and we'll get on the phone or webinar, and we will teach you the first 3 steps to get you started. We'll send you the books in the mail. We'll get your video started, your daily videos. We'll give you access to the member website where you can see all kinds of extra videos and teaching and help and things that you need, and get you started and have a great 88-day transformation. Okay? And so just right now, go to thehumantransformer.com/signup.html, and you can go through that. If you have a question about anything that about the sign-up process or afterwards, you can just email me. It's simply David@johnjubilee.com. Okay, David@johnjubilee.com. And if you have a question about something, just let me know, and we'll try to answer you. The ladies are on here. They always hang out. Alyssa, Brittany, and Sasha. They're a great support staff. You're going to get encouraging calls and help, and anything we can help you with, we want to. Okay? So, John, are you back with us? We got at least one question, and anybody else has a question, feel free to answer. Ask it in there. John Patty asks, is it okay to drink an Atkins shake for a meal?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So if you like those, that can be a meal for you and a substitute. That's fine. That's great. So any other questions, feel free to type them in. If not, we'll let John summarize and we'll be done. And thank you for hanging out with us and giving us a chance to be able to help you. John has thousands of transformers that have a great success story and testimonies. You can go to the website and see pictures. If you want to just look at that, thehumantransformer.com, testimony after testimony after testimony of people telling their results, and it's been great to be a part of. So, John, anything in closing you want to give us?
Yes, I just want to encourage everybody that a good decision is a good decision today, tomorrow, next week, next month. We never sell. We don't sell our transformation program. We share it. So we simply share this with you, and we give you the opportunity to participate in something that has been life-changing for us and for thousands of other people. And it really is. It's a joy of my life to just get to share this, with you. And so I'm just encouraging you to honor yourself, you have to love yourself first so you're around to love your neighbor and your family. There's a famous quote, love your neighbor as yourself. And we leave out that as yourself. You can't love your neighbor if you don't love yourself first. Even the airline teaches you, put the oxygen mask on yourself first, then turn and help your neighbor. But you got to help yourself first so that you're alive, so you're around. So honor yourself. Take care of yourself. And look, I tell you right now, I wouldn't take your money for anything. But I would share with you. But I would share this with you so that you can be the best you for your whole life. Because look here, we're going to be friends no matter what. If you give me your money and you have an amazing transformation, will we be friends? Yes. I know you're saying yes. And look, if you don't have an amazing transformation doing exactly what, I'm just going to hand you back your money. I don't want your money. I want you to have an amazing transformation. I want you to be the best you can be. So if you don't gain healthy muscle, if you don't gain healthy hydration, if you don't lose fat, lose inches, and get healthy at a cellular, I'm just going to give you back your money. It's that simple. And we'll still be friends, won't we? You better believe it, because you're going to know John Jubilee was not trying to take my money. He's trying to help me get healthy at a cellular level. That simple. So David, you got a couple more questions up there? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, and thank you, Kyle. John mentioned the cost when he talked about the story with Tom, the firefighter. And let me go ahead and tell you the way it works out. And we've done some things to be able to help people. The normal price, John has CEOs and celebrities that do this program, and many in California and Nashville. I know 2 billionaires that have gone through the program. And that CEO price is $10,000. And that's the same program, but you get John's cell number. So if you want to do that, you can. But the regular price is $5,000 that people pay. When we do a personal meeting or on the webinar here, it's only $3,000. We started something just a couple months ago, and it's really been a help. Instead of paying the people to collect it, having to pay bookkeepers and accountants to collect this if we set up payments for them. We started to give a $500 discount if they paid up front. And so John will take another $500 off, and it's only $2,500 if someone can pay up front. That way we don't have to pay an accountant and a bookkeeper to collect it. We would rather give that discount to you. And so if you can't do that, then the price is $3,000. You can pay $1,000, $1,000, and $1,000. That way you're done before your 88 days. If you needed more help than that, then there's another payment plan. It's $3,500, and you can pay $500 down and $200 a month until it's paid. And so we want to do all we can to help you. And so we believe that with that plan, really anybody could get help. I've had someone say, okay, I'll be back in 2 weeks. I'll have my $500, and they get started. And the other thing we have is we have a sharing program where you can share this with your friends and family, and we can even help you with that. So if finances is an issue, it doesn't have to be. You let us know, and we'll do all we can to be able to help you. John has literally said, I do not want finances to be an issue that somebody can't get healthy. It's like having a cure for cancer and saying, sorry, you can't afford it. You know, we're not going to do that. We want to do everything we can to help you to transform, have a great transformation in your life, okay? So Kyle, that's the answer on the cost there. When you go through that website, it'll have the different options there. If you do have a question, feel free to email me, and I can call you and we can help you out with anything you need, okay? So any other questions? That's great. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Patty, for asking the questions, and we look forward to seeing you have a great transformation. And in a few months, we'll have you on here. We'll let you give your testimony, show your pictures of your transformation. All right, John, anything for good night?
Hey, I just want to say I'm just so excited, and I'm so glad that you joined us tonight. And I really look forward to helping you be the best you can be for your whole life. So feel free to take your time, do all your research. You know, hey, I've been around a long time. Thousands and thousands and thousands of success stories. And all I do is make new friends, and I'm looking forward to making you a new friend.
All right. Good night. Thank you.